And you all should get the next one. What else should go on here? Outside of handwritten notes. What was that? Popeyes, right? Maybe you want to put that on your calendar so you do that all the
Just
time.
my favorite restaurant.
Popeye the Sailor Man. There you go. Somebody gets me.
Such an old soul.
I don't see prep on there. I don't know if I also had a hard time reading and writing, but maybe
Preparing.
That's a big thing for me, right? Again, goes back to my Tuesday mornings, Thursdays.
Preparation.
I try and prepare several listing appointments at once, and when I say I prepare, Elizabeth does all the paperwork for me.
Preparation. It's key. There's one huge one that's missing, and I don't know if anybody that's on Zoom can talk. Mike Wright, David Montana, anybody who's missing. It starts with an R. Relax. I'll put it up there. That's what I was looking for. But you might need this on your calendar.
What about a drink? Just kidding.
Relax, drink, wine, rehydrate. Some of you.
Recycle. I don't know where we're going with this.
There's an R word that should be on your calendars. Anybody in the technological world out there? I'm talking to you guys.
Reflect? I don't know.
Reflect. Oh man, this is going to show that. Mark my words. Dane, Mike, David, this is going to be something that's going to be regimen for us going forward because we're missing it. We're not leaving until someone thinks of it.
Right.
Research? Nope, but research is pretty good. Reflect's good. Research is good. You should know. You should take time to understand and become an expert, either in your local market or just real estate in general. Watch a YouTube video. Recruit's another good R. Man, so many great R words.
There are so many good R's. You can go through the whole alphabet and we'll have. Are you sure? What letter does it start with?
Starts with the letter R.
Okay. Wow.
I'm not giving any hints. It's R. We'll stay here all night.
Recreation.
What's the R word that
Correct.
we should start our day with this R word once we get to the office. Maybe just to give a little hint. Maybe before we do some lead generation. What's that?
Role play.
There you go. Role play. How are we going to get better without practice? Yes, I'm talking about practice. So we need to role play. We have buyer consultation, right? Role play. The art of making an appointment. Role play that. So it becomes just who you are and how you communicate. You have an introduction script to set your buyer consults or your listing appointments. Role play that. We have a listing appointment script or a listing presentation that's all on video. I can do it just off of who I am because it's a part of me.
Mike Wright.
But if you role play it, it'll become who you are.
I don't even know where to look.
Right here.
It's this one right here. Oh, that
Mike! I know you're out there. Mike,
Yes, I am.
could you share with everyone why role playing needs to be time blocked and it's not something that's just instantaneous or an afterthought? You shared with me earlier something really good about recording it, and I don't think we do enough role playing, but I think you can take and define what role playing really should be and paint a picture of why and how much time is really needed to do it effectively.
Role playing is arguably one of the most effective things that you can do to help yourself get better in any particular subject, and there are a lot of them, right? Josh just mentioned several. But the idea behind role playing for me has always been with large groups of people and individuals at one time, which is the way you would do it. The critique part gets with more people. The idea is to role play it in a mock situation, but do it to the best of your ability as if it were real. And then once that's done, the real magic happens when you record it, play it back, and critique it either alone or with some people that are a peer group or maybe someone in a leadership group. But there's really no replacement for role playing, I don't think, and you will see how it will improve your skills almost immediately if you critique it and take the advice of the critique.
Thank you, Mike, for that. It's so important. So I'm going to tie that into a little story. I started to speak at my church on stage, which you guys know me well enough to know I can speak in front of anybody. It doesn't bother me. That was a different environment for me. And I actually had to speak someone else's scripting in their words, so I couldn't just speak out of my heart. I had to say exactly what I was supposed to. And what I did was this. I went up there and I said this, and I said everything verbatim. I was like, thank you and welcome to coming to our church today, da 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 da. I didn't smile not one time. Not once. But when I was on stage and I was doing what I was supposed to do, I had no clue that I didn't smile because I was so focused on getting everything perfectly right. I was just locked in the zone. Well, due to recording, I went back and looked at it and I was like, trying to get better and better and better. So now I'm cognizant of the fact that if I don't go up there like this, then I'm probably not going to smile a lot. And if I'm trying to make people happy, I probably don't want to go up there like, you know, that's not good for what I'm trying to accomplish at that time. So role play, watch what you're supposed to, watch yourself and find out your mannerisms. We all have mannerisms. People throw in the word and like and but. And man, if you record yourself one time doing anything, you will find out you have a filler word. And all of a sudden it will drive you crazy. And you will hear it in everyone else. Someone that I know says this a lot. They say 100%, 100%. And I saw them saying that, and since I found that like that's their word, I can't stop hearing so many other people saying it. I'm like 100%, 100%. And then I started saying it, and now I'm trying to get it out of my own language as well. But I want you guys to be able to know that role play gets this like dirty word thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a really good thing. Role play allows you to be not perfect in the moment, but it allows you to perfect what you're supposed to. So that way, when you're actually doing it, you can do it really, really well. Last thing on role play is, Mike said this, put yourself in the most real environment. If you're going to go to a listing appointment, go try to sit down in a kitchen table type setting and talk to your role play partner ahead of time. So when you go to your role play partner and you're going to start with them, make sure your role play partner doesn't go, hi, this is Georgia, blah, 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 blah. And they're a male and they're just kind of making fun, right? You just want to do that, right? You don't want to make fun of the scenario. We want to actually make sure that we're doing the scenario properly, so that way we would actually be able to get the best feedback from it as possible. Does that make sense?
It's better to practice with a role play partner than to practice with a client.
Yeah, like great point. Practice with the client or practice with the partner? I'll practice with the partners first, so that way when it comes time to, hey, I'm about to potentially earn a listing appointment or get that person to sign a $600,000 buyer's agreement with me, yeah, I don't want to practice there. I want to have already done that.
You know, Josh, I'd like to add that one of the big benefits of the actual role playing is you hear people say so many times, athletes and like some of our first responders, that they don't even know what happens in a particular moment, but their training just takes over and they react.
Absolutely.
When you can learn a script or a presentation that well, you can deliver it on autopilot. Even if you're a little distracted, you can still make a fantastic delivery of your presentation.
Absolutely. Objections are super important to be able to practice, so that way when they come, because they do, you're prepared and you know exactly how to handle it. All right, so I think we can maybe fill out our schedule a little bit better now that we got this information.
All right, how did we do? What kind of questions do we have? What hang-ups did we have? Anybody out in the, what do we call them? Out in the digital world?
Well, we just have Mike and David on right now.
We just have Mike and David on right now.
The others have to leave.
Mike or David, do you have any questions about your own time blocking training?
Can you guys all grab your time block for me and just hold it up?
Negative.
The one that you filled out, most recent. All right, so I'm seeing some that are like excellent. I'm seeing some that's got some white spots, which means that we might have some open time, which means we might be able to fill that with some other things in our life. And it's not that like, it doesn't mean it has to be, oh my goodness, you better hurry up and lead gen for another 7 hours. No, it just means that fill it up, like be purposeful. I did this before. I went through my calendar and I mapped out the whole 24 hours a day, and there were certain things I wanted to check on, like I'm a data and analytics guy, so I want to check on the percentage of my life of things that I do. How often am I sleeping throughout the week? How often am I actually working? How often am I driving in a car? How often am I spending time with my family? And how much time am I spending with just my significant other and my wife? So I could map that out. And then I started breaking it down even further because I'm an analytical guy and I wanted to find out, hey, this is how much hours I'm awake in a given week, and this is how much time I spend on work, and this is how much time I spend with my family. Those were very important things for me because I wanted to make sure I had good balance in my life. When you break it down, I started color coding my stuff, and as you saw for Dane, he's taken the same thing where there's certain things that are color coded. So we have multiple businesses that I kind of oversee, and I have certain colors for certain businesses, so I know when I look at my calendar, I'm spending this much. You can just see from a quick visual where I'm spending my time. And I would encourage you to do the same thing, whether it's God, family, business, or maybe it's lead generation and sales activity, and some of it's organization and paperwork and things like that. You can color code things for yourself to kind of just see what your schedule looks like for those certain particular items.
Perfect. So here's some of the things I noticed as I went around. I would encourage you and challenge you to do two things with your open space. Or I saw a lot of arrows, or that have intentions, right? Be very true to what you're trying to accomplish. Okay. I saw prospecting, and prospecting is great. That we should have a lot of time for it, and it should be throughout the week. But what are you prospecting? Right? What are you doing during those 2 hours? Here's why. Here's a real life example. Maybe you didn't get to prospect on Monday, but you did on Tuesday. How do you know what to prospect Tuesday? Is it what you were supposed to do Monday? Is it start creating a system, right? That open time is going to fill up. When I first made this time block, I wish I would have redone it. I shouldn't have saved over. I had all kinds of open time, so I thought, when Josh first had me build one of these. What happened is I started to fill it in with meetings and events and things like that. Those meetings and events became more regular, and now they're part of the schedule. And now I have 90 minutes open time, right? That's the evolution of this. That open time won't always be open time. That's okay. But now it's time that when you fill it with something, it no longer is a stress or a burden on you. It's okay because it was open time anyways, okay? So that's some of the thoughts and things that I saw as I was peeking over shoulders and reviewing some of your guys' schedules. Anything to add to that?
No, I just wanted to thank you guys for your time, because I'm going to have to take off to my next meeting, and Dave's going to wrap us up on a few things here to be able to help us for our next session. So I just want to thank you guys for doing this. I hope was this helpful?
Yes.
This is maybe open up some eyes a little bit to kind of see where we're spending our time, and maybe we can do it a little more purposely. So I just always want to, whenever I'm front, I want to let you know I'm thankful for you guys. Tony and myself and our whole executive staff, we're just really thankful to be in business with you for everything that you guys do. Obviously you're here, so you're enjoying what you're getting so far, and we'll continue to do more and more stuff like this. But if there's anything that you need ever, as always, call me, text me. I'm here for you guys just as much as anyone else. But I'm always going to put God, family, and business first, right? All right, thank you guys. Good hustle.